What's up, Hippo lovers? Red Bull 4 is around the corner and we can take a look at the groups and go for some wild prediction. Be reminded, best of threes, and if we learned anything from Red Bull 3, the predictions don't make a lot of sense, but at least I can share some of my thoughts, and let's see how many surprises we will see this time. Obviously, we will play GSL format in those 4 groups, top 2 advance. And you will understand the format pretty soon after we take a look at the opening matches. It will be Doubt against Nikov. The guys in the green at the top were the 8 invited players, and the one in the red are the 8 qualified players. It will always start off with an invited player against a qualified player. Doubt, I think, has the small edge there over Mr. Nikov, at least very slightly in my books. Could go either way. Nikov incredibly strong. Did go toe-to-toe with MBL, qualified in the second one, and it's going to be an interesting show. Mr. Yo against Sito. Obviously, Sito, strong performance in the first bracket, so that's going to be a really, really interesting one, how he will perform. I simply see Mr. Yo too strong, and we'll give the 2-0, but I think Sito can come up with a lot of stuff. Those are the opening matches, and now winners will face each other, and the players that didn't win will face each other. And let's take a look at the winners match. That will be Yo against Doubt. I think Yo will just go through. Doubt can maybe make something happen, obviously defending champion there, but I see Mr. Yo going through. And then in the elimination match, I think in a close matchup, Nikov should go through against Sito. Still a big performance for Sito, even if he loses there, but obviously that's a tricky one. And then the 2 remaining players that won 1 game and lost 1 game will fight for the second spot, and that will be in a best of 5. Doubt against Nikov. I think you can kind of flip a coin there. It's going to be tricky, especially it will be interesting, like who will be still in there from Group C, who he can train with, and that's going to be a pretty interesting outcome there. So I gave Doubt and Mr. Yo the 2 advancing spots. Could also be Nikov, and I wouldn't be super surprised if Nikov and Sito, I would be super surprised, but if either Nikov or Sito are going through. Then we take a look at group number B together. Leary ACCM, the 2 top 8 finishers from last time. They will have opening matches, and I think both of them will win their match against Dogao and Vivi respectively. And then we'll face each other. I think Leary should go through out of that group quite reasonably well. Well, we then see in the elimination match, I think Vivi falling to Dogao, and Vivi could maybe make something happen, but I think the others are simply a bit stronger there. And then this is going to be a banger of a series, ACM against Dogao, really tough to call, and I think ACM has the upper hand, but honestly, no result would really surprise me, I would think. Even if Dogao wins 3-0, I wouldn't be shocked there. Obviously, biggest shock would be if Leary wouldn't make it out of the group. One of my 3 favorites to win the tournament. I would say Leary, Hera, and Viper all getting 25% from B for winning the whole thing, and the rest of the field splitting the other 25%. So I saw the 2 top 8 finishers going through here. I can see an argument how Dogao could maybe do something against ACCM though, but Leary, my big favorite, which brings us to Group C, and lots of fan favorites are in that one. Opening matches will already be a banger. Jordan against Winchester. I know Jordan will be well prepared. I know Winchester will be well prepared, so that's going to be an interesting one, and I think all 4 results are absolutely plausible there. And remember, it is hidden civilization, no repeat, with a home map, so you can prepare perfect strategy without a draft, and could be really favorable for Winchester. As we know, he performed really well in the last group stage. Viper, I think, although Song has great performance right now, seems to be a pretty good favorite. And then I have this matchup, Viper. He could face Winchester, he could face Jordan. I think he is going through there, and it feels likely that the loser of Winchester Jordan should have a good situation against Song on the late Sunday, I believe, indeed, and should go through. And then we have the rematch, and that one could be one of the most exciting games of the Friday, if that actually happens on the second weekend. Winchester there against Jordan. I gave it 3-2. Could go 3-2 in Winchester's favors. Could be 3-1, 3-1 in either direction. I think 3-0 is kind of what I rule out. I think we will see map wins from both players there. But that's going to be a crazy, crazy series for sure. And that brings us to group number D. And, well, lots of people will give me some hate for my predictions there. And obviously this will be the most painful group to cast and talk about. With Villiers against MBL. I gave him the 2-1 there simply because it is... the Red Bull settings, Villiers showing quite some good performances there. I'm not sure how much MBL will prepare. Would love to be wrong there for MBL. Obviously, if this is random map, the prediction would not look like this. Hera against Valis going through there, in my opinion. And then Hera probably winning against whoever goes through of Villiers and MBL. Then I think Valas is falling to MBL. And then we have another banger of a rematch potentially with Valas against MBL. And yeah, that's my prediction overall. And I didn't go for any wild ones, I would think. Letting all the 8 invited players advance. Oh no, I have Jordan over Winchester there. But oh god, that could go either way very, very easily. And yeah, I would love to hear from you in the comments. Where did I go wrong? Where do you see some surprises? I know a lot of support for Doubt will fly in there. Maybe he can make it happen against Yo. I will predict very close series there. For me personally, probably Group B, the least exciting, but all the other groups are just crazy. I really want to see how Nikov and Tito will perform. I want to see how Winchester plays against Jordan and Viper potentially. Song, great performances there. Can make something happen. And Group D, let's see how Valis is doing and how he will mix in. Also, MBL, absolute dark horse there, right? He could, if he focuses, I would say, over the next week and Empire Wars, I wouldn't be shocked if he goes first out of this group. Like, those settings should be good for him. And he has really shown going through against Nikov in the first qualifier that he can perform on top 10 level in Empire Wars as well. So, yeah, would be really interesting. That's it from me. Goodbye, Hippo lovers.